Okay.
All right. So you're starting to get a sense of this.
I forgot to ask you all one thing. So this experience of having people make eye contact with you when you touch them, or you make an attempt to get to know them, you know, and come near them, have you had that experience?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it. Tell us a story. Come on, Blanca. Oh, what happened?
If you let her know or you're coming and things like that, she loves that, you know, when you let her know, and she'll touch your hand and she'll do it with you.
She really looks at you when you grab her.
Yeah.
Touch her.
She's one of the most kinesthetic people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, she's
Totally.
unexpectedly
You get her
amazing.
like full attention too
when you touch.
when you touch her like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And linger and hold it.
She'll even her posture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That kind of assistance has a term, and the term I've given that kind of assistance is hand under hand. It denotes the position of my hand. My hand is under yours. My hand is there to support yours. You're the boss. I'm here to help. I'm here to guide. I'm here to assist. I'm not here to take over and try to do things to you. I want to do things with you. Because I know if I can get your brain to understand what I'm doing, you're going to cooperate. You can give me feedback even when you can't speak anymore. You can give me feedback that doesn't result in me getting hit. We can figure out ways to share information because I'm paying attention to what you're able to do. So I'm going to show you where this data gets processed in your brain. It's huge. Do this. The entire top surface of your brain is devoted to sensory motor, sensation and movement, and they are, do this, hardwired together. What you feel drives what you do. What you do drives what you feel. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And there is wiring between what you see and what you do. And there is wiring in a normal brain between auditory processing and sensory motor processing. So if I were to say for two of you all, stand up, we're going to go downstairs, your brain would take in that auditory data, translate that into an action statement, and get your body organized to stand up, and you would even know where we were heading. By late stage dementia, that's exactly what people with dementia hear when we try to give them auditory data. They lose the content, but they keep the rhythm, and they can't figure out what we're trying to get them to do. And it's not because they're not trying, and it's not because we're not trying. It's because we're using the wrong system for what they have left.
Right?
She's really neat live. I've seen her.
Yeah, she's really good. She's actually coming pretty soon, but I couldn't get a bus for us to go. I was going to try. So have you noticed people in later stages of dementia having difficulty understanding what it is you want them to do?
Yeah.
So with your partner right now, talk about why you think that might be. And with all the information we've just heard about where all the information is processed in the brain, and why do you think that might be? Talk about it with your partner.
Blockages.
In dementia? Just the connecting everything. Everything's delaying, right? Because you're going through dementia. So everything, when you get touch, it takes you a little longer to process everything that went before, you know, when you didn't have dementia, obviously, right?
Yeah, you have to also do like small steps, not so much.
Yeah, you can't just
Not-
rush. It's
yeah,
not
you
like
can't
before.
rush.
You
You have
know.
to be.
Mhm.
So you're trying to help someone and it's not really working out. So what could you do better to help them understand what it is you're trying to accomplish with them?
I
Be
think
slower.
visually, yeah.
Do that hand under hand to let them have the lead.
And Gladys just said visually, show them what you want them to do rather than tell them what you want them to do. because they're not really understanding the words as well as they once did. Okay. So think of a situation, you're all in activity, so think of a situation where we might use that approach when doing an activity with a person in late stage dementia.
We have to get them for an activity. That's a perfect time.
Go to pick them up, right?
Yeah, when we gotta pick them up and take them back, those are the perfect opportunities to use it. Hey, how you doing? Hey, you wanna come to activity?
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
How about you, Debbie?
We can sit them down and just explain to them what it is, talk them through it slowly, what we're doing. And I think that when we do nails, especially, we get like that hands-on, because they're like, you know, and we're just explaining to them what we're doing step by step.
Explaining is not what we're talking about here for late stage dementia. Tifa did give us the example of what they're listening to. Like they hear you, they feel the rhythm, but they're not putting the words together to create an action statement for themselves. So what would you do instead of telling them?
Maybe show, I would show them, I mean,
Right.
you know, like,
I was gonna say, I dance or I sing.
You dance and you sing.
or maybe put the lotion out. And
Okay.
and do theirs.
All right, everybody.
So the other two, what you smell and what you taste. Those are your five senses. Those are the ways you get data into your brain. So what are they? What you see, what you hear, what you feel and do, what you smell, and what you taste. These three are your skill manipulators. These two are strong and primitive. But people with dementia are just in the opposite way, like children when it comes to sensory data. Children develop which of these first? Curiosity or safety awareness? Which do they get first? Curiosity. Who's in charge of safety awareness? Someone else, not them. They can care less about safety awareness. They're curious about everything. They want to investigate everything. They're curious. They want to check it out. They have absolutely no safety awareness. Fortunately for everybody, they're pretty well padded. They have pretty quick reflexes. They don't have necks. Their heads sit right on top of their shoulders. They have a long torso. They've really got lots of padding everywhere for both insulation and padding. And their bones are not fragile. They're pretty dense. They bounce. When you get dementia, your brain fries in the opposite way it was developed. It dies, it fries. It's not working in the opposite way. So what are they going to keep? Curiosity. What are they going to lose? Safety awareness. Here's a heads up, you're not my mother. I resent it when you try to be my mother because I've lived a rich, full life. I am not 3 years old. I am not 18 months old. You don't treat me like that. And yet my skill set requires that you figure out how to create an environment that's safe for me. But it still has to have this or I won't stay there. But if it's too much, I get overwhelmed. And if it's not safe, And I don't have what they have. I don't have padding. My bones are fragile. My fat pads have all gone to my trunk. I don't have it in my extremities. And I'm losing skills, and I lose them in the opposite way I develop them. That's the reality.
I'm skipping this pause. See? Pass through this pause.
So real quickly, we're going to go back to our scenario. Because what I want you to realize, human beings, when they decide to go do something, what happened is I was sitting here and I got a call to my appetite. I'm thirsty. Core. Well, now the core of my brain is in the center part of my brain. Do this. This is the limbic system. This is that thrive to survive. This is the part that says I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I've got to peep, I've got to poop. And now it's time, and you guys are getting close to that. It's, look, temperature regulation. It's also how I fight infections. It's heart rate, respiratory rate. It's wake-sleep cycle. All that's in the core of my brain, in the limbic system. And then part of that limbic system, put your index fingers out, is my amygdala. Your amygdala is this survival thing. It's your impulse center. Yeah! Fight, flight, fight. Part of the limbic, but special. It's basically designed to protect you in moments of danger. So it's, shit, what was that? No, I don't like that. I want what I want when I want it. Do that. Oh, what was that? Because some of you can't say shit. I don't know why. You can in certain situations, but just not here in front of everybody. Oh, what was that? That's fright. Then, no, 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 that's flight. I want what I want when I want it. Fight. Fight, flight, fright. Automatic, basic core stuff. Then around the outside is built other stuff. The last part of a human brain to develop, put your hand right up here, is this one. Safety awareness. That ability to think things through, to be thoughtful, to consider your options, to control that limbic system, that autonomic system, and instead say, you know what, not a good idea. Hang on there. Let's not go right now. Let's wait a second. Making decisions. Initiating, sequencing, terminating, and being able to see something from somebody else's point of view. Very last part of a human brain to develop. There are some people who never get it. Just so you know. You know them. So here I am in the living room, and I decided to make coffee. Ah, that was my limbic system saying, you're thirsty, go get something. And I started to act on that, but what happened? Oh, look, gosh, telephone rang, an interruption, auditory. I knew what to do. I answered the phone because I recognized what it was. And then when I heard my friend's voice, I knew who it was, but I could not think of her name right that moment. That is normal aging. And here's why. What happens with normal aging is the following. Put your hand to the back of your brain. For each human being you've ever met, you take a picture, snapshot. If you see them multiple times, you have multiple snapshots, and you have them each in a file folder marked that person. But then, in order to come up with the name of that person, you have to go up here to the left, temporal lobe, and find your file cabinet for names. You have to sort down through the list of names to find the one that matches that picture. And then what you have to do, go over here, you have to do voice recognition, and match it up, and then out of your mouth from this side comes the word, hey, Betty. Here's a reality check. Our speed of processing slows over time. It's basically 0.5 to 1% per year from the time you're 25 on. Yeah, around 40 to 50, you're starting to notice the slowing. And so I go to get the data, and it's like, the mouse is not clicking nearly as fast. Now, let me tell you something about these mouse. If you keep clicking that button, you freeze the mouse up, and the mouse goes, oh shit, I don't know what you want. Hang on, stop. I don't know what, wait a minute, I'm thinking. What am I thinking? I can't tell you anymore. You want me to think of something. I can't think of it. Oh, wait. It starts with a B. I got to the file drawer. I even got to the right area, but I couldn't come up with a name as quick as I wanted to come up with a name and the expectation. And so some of us go, oh, hey, sweetheart, how are you? I'm cheating. I'm using automatic system to cover for the loss. And some of you call me on it. Who do you think this is? Why are you so mean? One of these days you'll be older. You'll have that moment of, shit, I don't know who, I know him. This is why we give you name tags. This is why name tags are a good thing. Because what did I provide for your eyeballs? Check, there it is. I don't need to look in the file cabinet. Look, I found it. So as you get with older people, you'll start to notice when you wear your name tag, they look at your name tag after they look at your face and then they say your name. That's because they're smart. Some of you are doing it here. And if not, you hate when people call you on this. Why are we so mean? Here's what you want to learn how to do. Hey, Betty, it's Tifa. Why don't we talk like that anymore? We used to say things. There was a polite way that you did the telephone. We don't do it anymore. You go, hey, you know who I am? Or my least favorite, when you know somebody has dementia, Mom, which one am I? What is this, a quiz right away? I don't like you very much anymore. You're making me feel stupid. How many people like feeling stupid? Raise your hand if it's your favorite way to feel. We've got to quit doing this, because what it ends up happening is you shut down my system, you don't make it work, because right away you shoved your agenda at me. So when we go downstairs, which we are going to do, because you know what I'm noticing? Your limbics are starting to get really active. Y'all had coffee, maybe some juice, you had those, and your limbic is going, we need to pee. We need to pee now. I need to get up, I need to go pee. Can we go pee? I thought we were going to pee. Are we not going to go pee? I need to go pee. And so your limbic system is sort of queuing you up. We got to go soon. And it better not be long. And getting out of these chairs, we better be careful. Because also I will tell you, some of you have to cue the system up. And here's the first thing. Tell me what you do first thing in the morning when you want to go to the bathroom. You want to know what you do? Hold the pee. Because in the very beginning, your limbic said, we need to pee. And when you were really little, what happened when you needed to pee? You pee. As you get older, you learn, not here, not now. We have to put it in a place, a certain place. As you get a little older, these systems are not working as quick and sharp as you might hope. So you actually have to devote energy to hold the pee, make the other muscles work, but hold the pee, keep holding the pee, hold that pee. Keep holding it. Ooh, we're in the bathroom. Do not let go. Hang on tight. Got to do a lot of other things. Keep holding the pee. Hold back the pee while you go. Okay, now put it down. Now the guys have another problem. Okay, now you can let go. Okay, really, you can. It just relax. No, don't hold on. No, come on, there's more. I'm telling you there's more. Come on, let's let it out. Come on. No, don't tighten up. No, that's not enough. So the women have stress incontinence and the guys have bladder outlet problems. They have retention. So this is the tricky part of getting old. It has nothing to do with dementia. But you put dementia on top of it, and we have big issues. When we meet back downstairs, what we're going to do is finish out the scenario and talk about skill building. And the whole thing is going to come together for you to help you appreciate how you can help people take in data and how you can use your skill to be supportive.
Okay. So every single one of you have had a child. Have you ever had an interaction with a child where they were just doing something unsafe because they were curious?
Never.
Never?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Every day.
Yeah, I was in the park.
Tell us the story, Dave.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. My daughter is 6 months old. She has toys all around her. Doesn't matter what room she's in, there's toys for her to play with. And she manages to find the one thing that she could possibly choke on, crawl towards it, and grab it and put it to her mouth. I mean, it's the one thing that she's not familiar with in the room, I would assume. So she's, oh, hey, what's that? Let's go find out. That's curiosity.
How
No
did you
safety.
handle it, Dave?
Usually it's my wife, honestly. I hear about these things, but you just pick them up, if they get it to their mouth, you dig it out of their mouth, yeah, and then you put that up somewhere where they can't reach it, and then you put them back on the play mat, and then they finish off by looking for the next unique, unfamiliar thing that is probably dangerous to them.
Oh, Lord. So given what you know now, does what happened make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely, because curiosity, right?
Mhm.
She knows all of her toys now. She's been playing with them forever. But that little piece of Lego that is just the perfect size to lodge in her larynx is a brand new thing. She wants to go find out what it tastes like, because babies, they put everything in their
Yeah,
mouth
so-
to experience the world.
You also all work with the old folks. Have you noticed this kind of thing with them? Where just because they're curious about something, they start to want to do something that we don't consider necessarily safe.
Wandering.
Wandering out the
Yeah,
door.
they'll start wandering. Like one of the residents loves to get himself. He'll start just strolling down in his little wheelchair. He gets lost at the end of L. Usually,
And
but
how do you handle that?
just take him back. And just let him know, because he doesn't seem to like that very much. Hey, you're over there.
He
you
doesn't
know.
like it when you interrupt his
Yeah, I'm
journey.
experimenting. Yeah, he was like, I need to get over there. He doesn't even know what he's doing over there. He just knows he doesn't want to be that way because he already knows what it's like over there. So he takes off to a whole another area. Like, oh, it's over here.
Oh.
Yeah, so just take him back.
Do you have a better understanding though of why
Yeah.
this could be happening?
It's the
with
same.
you?
They kind of. It's like you kind of go back. You go back, like she said. You go back to like your early onset when you were a baby. Almost.
Yeah, and she's saying like the last part of your brain to develop is, well, the part that can put yourself in another person's shoes, but right before that, it's safety awareness. So when your brain starts to go haywire with dementia, the last things you learned are the first things that go haywire on you. And yet they're not kids, right? What is one thing you would change in your care routine of those people living with dementia based on this? So when you see, Blanca, you see this guy walking for the door, now you have, let's see, you have the hand under hand you could possibly use.
I'm
You're
gonna be
not
curious
gonna-
with them now, because now I know that what's going on. Now I know where they're coming from.
Mhm, so
That
what
it's
would you do
different.
differently?
What are you trying to do over there? Like now, actually ask and let them go ahead and see. Well, what is it that they want to do, and let them go with their curiosity if it's safe.
And go with them?
Go with them,
I
yeah.
was gonna say
That
that,
would be-
Yeah.
ask them what they were doing, and sometimes I distract them if I don't feel safe going out the door, because one time I let them do that and I got them out the door and couldn't get them back in. But I probably would see what they're doing and then take a walk with them.
Okay, so why don't you, you be the guy walking out the door, you be the guy walking out the door, no, you be the guy walking out the door, and you two show me how you're gonna do it differently. Oh, Kirsten got a walker too.
Hi! Where are you going?
Outside.
You are?
Where you going?
Here.
You going out the door? What you want to do
I'm
out the
going
door?
out here. I gotta go. Okay, look. Come on, Debbie, let's go.
And then we'll go on.
Good. You're good.
Me and Kirsten, we got out the door.
We got out the door.
You know who this makes me think of is Mrs. Booth.
Oh, yeah.
The woman who absolutely.
No, with her, but we already kind of know how she is. I know to talk to her. She doesn't want you to touch her. She's one of those. She's very, you know.
I'm
She
not
feels like
a
she's
hoe.
gonna fall if you touch her.
Yeah, she just doesn't want you to touch her arm. Hey, MJ, how you doing? And then just give her a compliment. Your hair looks beautiful. Boom, that gets her going. Like, oh, okay, let me see your outfit. It's cute too. And then we get somewhere with that. That's how
She also doesn't like the feeling that you're trying to mother hen her or take care of her in
No.
any way.
She has her own agenda every day and she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So how would you approach Mrs. Booth? I'm trying to think, well, let's see, I'll put my boxing gloves on, I'll like put a helmet on and.
She just did that to me this morning. Hey, you. 1:30 to what time today? What time today? And I'm like, oh, let me go check. Let me go make sure I don't want to tell you the wrong time.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna go to CVS at 1:30. 1:30. 1:30. 1:30. And then she takes like, oh, shit. Let me make sure I give her the right time when she kills me.
We need to do a quick review because we've changed places. And one of the things we know about brains is where you learn and hear something matters. And one of the things as we get older, it matters more than you think. When you change rooms, your brain resets the screen. And that is one of the reasons, even if there wasn't a phone call, you might walk from one room to the other and then, what was it I came in here for? Because when you're in a whole new setting, look at all the new data that's coming in and it's bombarding your senses. And if you didn't strongly hook the thing you wanted to go do into that, what's called working memory, by the time you get to the new place, there's nothing to find. Unless you go back to where you had the thought before and then you can find it. Now, I just said a word that's really important, working memory. We now know there's a whole variety of different kinds of memory storage in the human brain. We used to just think it was either long-term and short-term. That's not true. Working memory is probably one of the most vital kinds of memories, and it involves a complex process. Do this. Working memory means that you have to wire together all parts of your brain to get it to work. Because it's complex, human beings can hold the following number of things in working memory. Working memory means I'm able to manipulate and work with them all at the same time. 5, put your hand up. 5, isn't that wonderful? 5 to 8. That's the most a human being can hold on to, and this is the least that a normal functioning human being should be able to hold on to at a time. 5 to 8. So I should be able to hold on to at least 5 pieces of information in my working memory. It's actually pretty complicated. I've got to do a variety of things to do it, but I can. So what I did when I wanted to make coffee, when I was sitting there and finished the TV program, I put make coffee in working memory. And then I went to a new place, and before I could get settled in the new place, the kitchen, which is where I would make the coffee, the telephone rings. So I didn't quite make it to the kitchen to establish the relationship, which would have allowed me to go ahead and do what? Make coffee. I could have finished it off, but instead, what happened is the telephone rang. Attention, attention, new data, incoming. So what I did is I went and answered the telephone, and the first thing, it was my friend. Now I got diverted a little bit, because what did I have to find? Because the way she did it. Her name, and so that took a little energy, so it's my friend Betty. And then she asked me a question. Do you want to meet? She gave me data at 2 o'clock, at the mall, at Macy's. She told me there was a new chocolate store that opened. And then I had to hold on to the information about that. And then I had to go find the thing that I know she likes. So I had to go do that. And it was the white, shut up. The white. Now that reaction was you trying to give me more data when I was already trying to work with data. And so what did you notice my little limbic did? Shut up, I don't like that. So shut up is a way to say you're trying to do too much and I didn't like that. And it's a fight system. It was an automatic. So people say, shut up, I'm trying to, would you leave me alone? That distress sign is just, you're trying to put data in and I'm already processing, do you mind? And what you want to say is, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry, I was just trying to help you. It's like, what part of I was trying to process data and you're interrupting did you not get? And what's our natural reaction when somebody says, shut up? No, I was going to tell you why I was interrupting you. That's what you want to do. Do this. Go ahead, do it. Y'all love diarrhea of the mouth. You get diarrhea of the mouth. You try to tell them even when they said, don't tell me. You ignore their message back to you because you have important, you want them to understand why you interrupted them. I don't give a shit why you interrupted me. All I'm trying to tell you is quit interrupting me so I can finish what I was doing. Now some of us are always that way, but guess what happens when you get dementia? Even if you weren't, you become more that way. Guess what happens when you're stressed? Same thing. So professionals, when you're trying to talk to families about, this is what I want to, well, shut up, I can't take it. Family members, you're trying to talk to another family member. I can't hear this right now, would you? Particularly, you're trying to talk to the one who's the primary, because you're observing that their behavior is not helping, and they're going, ah! And you're going, wait, I just want to tell you. What did they just tell you? I'm full, leave it alone. We have a hard time hearing that message, don't we? Because what we need to do what? Take that time out, just shut up. And then when they pause, that's when you say, I'm sorry, I interrupted what you were doing. Because we want to work with them, not fight with them. And if you keep pushing your agenda, do this, take your finger and poke at somebody with it. Go ahead, poke. How many of you like being poked with that? Would you just be quiet? So what I'm going to tell you, this is a critical message for you to get into your brain and appreciate. When I give you negative feedback, it's not because I'm trying to be ugly. It's I'm trying to get you to listen to me because you're generally trying to talk to me. So I put coffee in there, but all this other stuff. I filled up all the space. Not only the 5. I'm going to have caramels, but you're going to have coconut, and we need to meet at the menswear entrance. So what will I not have with me when I get there? The vacation pictures, and who will I not have called? Margaret, where's coffee? Well, I lost that a long time ago. That's not even on the table anymore. I mean, it's long gone. I don't even have a way to get to it anymore right now. Except if you're a young person, you're young and your wiring is really good and quick. What will happen? What's the first thing I did when I couldn't think what it was? I looked around the kitchen. So the first thing you do is you look around the kitchen. A young person hasn't done that much stuff in the kitchen. So they look around the kitchen and what do their eyes notice? The coffee pot, and they go, cha-ching, drop the penny. They don't have to go anywhere. You're a little older. You've done a lot of things in the kitchen. Some of them we want to talk about, some we don't. But you've done so many things in the kitchen, you can't look around the kitchen and get it to pop. So then you try system number 2. You always go in this order. You talk to yourself. Tell your children it's healthy. Because what you're literally trying to do by talking out loud is prompt the memory of why you came in there. You literally say to yourself, and everybody did it, I heard some of y'all do it. Now what did I come in here for? Because now you've moved to auditory cueing. You're trying to cue yourself up because if you say it out loud, maybe it will prompt what it was. It will be enough of a cue to get you to go, cha-ching, there it is. But that didn't work either. Because when you get a little older, it wasn't firmly enough embedded, and there's too many other things floating around now. I've lost it. So I have to actually physically travel back to the setup where I was. And then if you watched, I tried the whole thing all over again. I looked at the chair, I looked at the TV. I say to myself, I was watching TV, the program ended, and I still couldn't get it to pop until, cha-ching, there it was, right there waiting for me in my working memory. But I just couldn't get to it. Normal aging. That's absolutely normal. All of that is normal.
Okay, so let's review some of the features that you noticed in the normal aging scenario. What were they?
Multitasking.
If you can't recall a word, how do you get it to come back?
Say it, repeat it.
You describe the word and then you get the word to come back to you. So you describe what the word is. You give people time to process information because when they're older, it just takes a little minute longer, especially with me. You're slower to think as you age. You're slower to do as you age.